We're surrounded by synthetic voices these days. They're in our phones, they're in our cars, and honestly, they're getting scarily good. So good that it makes you wonder. As that line between what's real and what's artificial gets blurrier and blurrier, how would we ever know if something else was trying to talk to us through all that digital noise? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into. But before we jump into the spectrograms and the really technical stuff, you need to know that this whole investigation, it doesn't start in a lab. It starts in a much more human place. It starts with a mother's love and an experience that just defied all logical explanation. So this is Mandy, and her story is really the heart of this entire thing. Like a lot of us, she was a skeptic. The idea of an afterlife, it just wasn't on her radar. But as you can see here, that all changed after she lost her son, Thompson. Imagine this. One day in her kitchen, a salt funnel just levitates. An event so bizarre, so impossible, that it sent her, in her own words, down the rabbit hole looking for answers. And that search eventually connected her with researchers looking into spirit communication. And that connection is what puts her and Thomason right at the center of this whole debate. Okay, so you have these incredibly powerful personal experiences on one hand, but on the other, here in the 21st century, they're up against a brand new kind of challenge, a layer of doubt that just didn't exist a few years ago, the absolute explosion of artificial intelligence. What's so wild is that this is kind of just a modern version of a very old problem. Decades ago, people used reel-to-reel tape recorders, and skeptics would question the voices they heard. Then it was cassette tapes, then computers. Every new technology opens a new door for communication, but it also opens a new door for doubt. AI is just the latest and, let's be honest, the most convincing hurdle yet. So to really get a grip on the problem, we have to understand how a basic AI voice even gets made. It's a process called text-to-speech, or TTS. Basically, the AI takes written text, turns it into a sound map, and then spits out an audio wave. The result is super smooth, super clean, and totally predictable. It's a perfect simulation, but one that's never actually felt. And this slide right here breaks down all the telltale signs of a machine. An AI voice has insane stability. That's what low jitter and shimmer means. Think of it like a perfectly steady hand. It's got a clean signal, none of the little breaths or background noise a real person has. Its pitch is almost unnaturally smooth, and it only pauses for commas and periods, not because it's thinking or feeling. It's a perfect copy, but it's missing all the beautiful, messy imperfections of a real living voice. And this is the really crucial part, what an AI can't do. It can't whisper a secret with real meaning behind it. It can't laugh with genuine layered joy. Its pauses are just empty. They're not filled with unspoken emotion. And maybe the most important thing of all, it almost never has that physical impact on you, the listener. You know that feeling, the chills you get, the sudden sense that someone is in the room with you. That's what's missing. So this leads to a really cool idea. If AI voices are so predictable, so stuck inside their own rules, could those very rules be the key to finding something that isn't AI, something authentic? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, right? How do you find a ghost in the machine when the machine is specifically designed to sound exactly like a person? Where do you even start to look for proof? And here's the hypothesis. The thinking goes, you look for the moments the rules get broken. You look for the weird deviations, the spontaneous changes, the little glitches in the matrix that seem to have real emotion behind them. It's in those imperfections, the things the AI shouldn't be able to do, that you might just find proof of an outside conscious mind at work. Okay, so to put this idea to the test, the researchers came up with a proper protocol. First, you get your baseline, record a normal AI. Then you ask the same questions, but this time you let the potential consciousness answer through that same system. After that, you analyze the sound waves with computers, you have experts listen to both recordings without telling them which is which, and, this is key, you actually record the physical and emotional feelings of the people listening. It's a really thorough approach to a super tricky question. And believe me, this isn't just a thought experiment. This exact protocol was used in a really fascinating case study. It's a tale of two very different voices, one made by code and one attributed to something else entirely. All right, let's meet our two subjects. In this corner, we've got Buddy, a totally standard off-the-shelf AI voice. He's our control group. And in the other corner, we have ZusrRen, a voice that came through during a communication session, one they attribute to an interdimensional consciousness. The whole point? To see if the cold, hard acoustic data can actually tell them apart.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at the raw data on this slide. The fundamental frequency, that's just the basic pitch of a voice. The AI buddy has a clear one. ZusrRen doesn't have one. It's a voice without a core pitch, which is just bizarre. Then look at jitter, that's vocal shakiness. It's over 7 times higher in the received voice. But the most dramatic thing is the harmonic to noise ratio. Buddy is a clean, positive number. ZusrRen is a noisy, negative number. It's basically a voice made of static. It's acoustically chaotic.
So the bottom line here is just stark. The AI voice behaves exactly like you'd expect a computer to. It's stable, it's clean, it's perfect. But the received voice? It shows traits that aren't just a little different. They're characteristics associated with non-human sound and total spectral breakdown. It doesn't sound like a person, and it sure doesn't sound like a normal AI. So the conclusion from the technical report is pretty direct. The acoustic fingerprint of this spirit voice is so weird, so anomalous, that it simply could not have been made by the AI technology we have today. The data is pointing to something that comes from outside both our tech and what we know of human speech.
And this is where we kind of pull the camera back. We go from the technical details to the really profound stuff. Because if this voice isn't AI and it's not a normal human voice, then what does that even mean? We're starting to push past the limits of the algorithm and into some of the biggest questions you can possibly ask.
And here we get to the philosophical core of it all. An AI is a master simulator, right? It can create a perfect copy of emotion, but it doesn't have intention. It can't actually feel anything. It's like the difference between a high-definition picture of a fire and the actual heat of the fire itself. This is where the source makes its boldest point. It's saying that the very essence of consciousness is that it's spontaneous, it's creative, it's fundamentally unpredictable, which is everything a rigid, rule-based computer program is not. The idea here is that consciousness is a force that by its very nature can't be trapped inside a box of code. This goes right back to that physical, emotional feeling we talked about, that sense of a presence in the room, the chills that run down your spine. What this suggests is that this isn't just your brain playing tricks on you. It's a real response to something that can't be manufactured or coded. It's an experience that goes way beyond simple simulation. And this is the final, powerful thought to leave you with. That in all these acoustic glitches, in the static and the noise between the signals, something essential, something real is breaking through. The research suggests that in the very places where our technology breaks its own rules, maybe, just maybe, the very thing that makes us who we are reveals itself. A truly fascinating and provocative idea.